what you need to do is to take some measurements of the perimeter. And by the perimeter, I just mean the length of that whole wall, plus this wall, plus that wall, plus there. So essentially, you have four sides.
And now let's proceed with the currently scheduled program.
Alright, so the magic is starting. I'm going to be using this pair of shears. Essentially, it's, they look like scissors with wings to cut this PVC product. It's a PVC window stop. That's the name of the product. And in order for it to fit the corners perfectly, I'm going to be cutting 45s. Ideally, I should actually measure the angle, which is overkill. I should actually measure the angle of the corner, because construction in those corners like that, especially builder grade, you never know what you're gonna get. It might be 90, might be 89, might be 95. Hopefully it's not something wonky like 100 or more, but I've seen some. So I'm gonna cut an angle in this guy. I'm just looking at the other end to make sure the barcode is down. Let's see. I'm gonna take a seat and show you this way. So I have my shears. There's angle stops, 45, 90, 120 on both sides. If I want a 45-degree cut, I'm just gonna sit the product in that groove right there. I'm just gonna sit the product in the groove right there, like that groove. Setting the product in here, sliding it up so the opposite corner goes past that midline right there. Not by too much, because you don't want to cut too much of your material. Just depress it or squeeze it. See, right there, it's exactly on the 45, and just go straight through. Make sure to keep your hands and feet inside the plane before it takes off, and you're gonna have a perfect 45. All right, so I'm gonna sit this in a corner of my choosing, and we can ride it from there. All right, actually let me cut this opposite corner from a previous job. Let me cut that down too. Yeah, this way. And really you can cut it at any angle that you see fit, as long as you're matching, the matching piece is aligned properly. There you go. So that didn't cut properly. So I'm gonna have to come back, make sure that's trimmed properly. There you go. All right, now we're in good shape. So this is gonna sit in, don't get dizzy on me guys. This is gonna sit in a corner like that. It's like a miter joint. And the other piece is gonna come join it. Then you keep on building along the top of the wall. And in order to hide the cuts, we could essentially cut it. Here, let me balance here, show you. You could essentially cut it at that angle, going diagonal from top right to bottom left. And that'll hide the visible diagonals that's going to be showing at the bottom if you're looking at it, straight up like that. So, different cuts for different folks. I'm going to start off with this, but I might actually pivot. And do something else. So let's stay tuned, and we'll see how it goes. I have extra pieces over there, enough to wrap around this office. So yes, let's enjoy the ride. So I need to test this out. LED wheels. Well, right now they're wheels. They're plugged in to the power source that I need to extend if I'm planning on hiding them in the wall, because the wall is 9 feet. Yes, I wouldn't say about 9 feet tall. This wire is probably 3 at the max, and that's me being optimistic. All right, looks like we're in shape. Everything seems to be working fine. greens, blues, oranges, this is light green, blues, purples.
I'm showing you these lights here. I ended up switching to a product called Hub LEDs. Those look way better. Wait for the reveal. I'll show you.
Okay. Alright, we are good. So remember what I was saying about ceilings being out of whack? So my ceiling is definitely not, I wouldn't say level all the way. So here, let me show you. Alright, so right here, where is that? From the ceiling, from that ceiling corner to here, that's 8 1/4. That end is 8 1/4. Over here, I'm looking at, what's that, 8 1/2? Over on this side, where is it? There, I'm looking at about 8. Every one of those marks is roughly an 1/8 of an inch or so. Roughly an 1/8 of an inch or so off. Yay. Alright, so right now, I'm actually going to install it right above the laser line. And this little, looks like 3-foot piece is on the wall with some liquid nails behind it. Could use something less strong, but I just wanted to see how stickable it was. I'm going to come in with some pin nails. I'm just going to come in with some pin nails and secure it better. At least that way, if I don't have the glue or if I run out, I'm not going to be found wanting. I'm just going to use some pin nails. Like it so far. Okay guys, so here, essentially I just came in with my air pump. I'm untangling a whole bunch of hoses. It can be daunting, so that's why I decided to film it. Just be patient when you have yours in a whole knot. Just untangle it, hook it up to your nail gun, and then just start nailing. All throughout this part it was a time lapse, but I have sped it up because even the time lapse was boring to watch. So I just sped it up a bit. What I'm doing here is I'm putting the window stop with the nail glue, and then I'm pinning it as well. And I'm pinning it in not head on, like not straight through, but I'm going at angles. So you know, just in case one of the kids decides to jump up there, they're gonna have something to hang on to. Well, not for them. It's mostly for the window stop, so that doesn't get ripped off the wall. Over here we're just completing the rest of the process. This is the final corner, and I did leave a gap so I could feed the wire through. I left that gap and I essentially didn't use it because I relocated the place that I was going to have the power feed into the start of the LED strip. So this one is, see how it looks. Mostly I'm just doing paint selections and painting the wall just with the sample to see how it turns out. You know, the texture, the sheen, how it looks generally on the wall after it's dry. So I'm doing some of that. Well, this is essentially what I'm doing with my daughter, and a good idea here is to paint above a child's reach, because they see paint, they just want to mess around in it, and this is case in point. All right, keep listening. At least they need to be out of their reach. What was there? So that's cherry taupe. This one is, what is it? I can't. Which one's this one? Dress blues. So we're about to see. We're about to see. Hold it. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Oh, you're good. You're good. Why are you knocking? Thank you. All right. Hold it. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not in your mouth. Here. Thank you. Whoa. Whoa. This one is Dress Blues. Huh? Mm. Yay. Alright. This guy's Dress Blues. Yay! Yay! Where are you going, young lady? I need to get these paints out of her reach. And tightly closed. Alright, 1 down, 2 down, 1 more to go. We need a pen. Hmm? Okay, this one is navel. The other one was Dress Blues. This is Dress Blues. That's that color right there. See? Taupe. Cherry taupe. Yeah, careful. No, you have to. What? No, don't reach it. Don't. Alright, which one is this? Okay. Now, the next one is navel. As in navy. Like navy blue. Ugh. Man, these guys close it to fit. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Can I borrow that? Thank you. Stay. Okay, this one? Hmm? Nice. Wow. Whoa. All right. Cherry taupe, Dress Blues, navel. Let's let this dry. We'll come back. Yay! Yay! I'm gonna go wash some brushes. These are just sample brushes, so make sure you wash them off, especially if you're putting them in especially if you're putting them in water. That's it.
Hey guys, I'm back in my home office, and as you can tell, it's kind of dim in here. That's long story short, I'm just trying to bring the light, in the words of Sean Paul. Alright, let's see what I'm doing. So, well, now I get some light from the camera. But anyway, essentially, that wire is going to be part of this little setup right here. These are 2 spools of LED strips. What is happening here is I needed to extend, let me show you. Sorry for the messy desk. I needed to extend this power cable. Where is the rest of it? I think the kids took it. Hopefully not. Ah, okay, here. I needed to extend this power cable, which was essentially, what, 2.5 feet, maybe 3 feet long, from that socket all the way up there. That is not 3.5 feet. That is at least almost 9 feet high, plus 2 or 3 feet of run over there. So obviously I had to cut it, and in cutting it I realized there were only 2 wires. Now in the home store I realized that there were 3 kinds of, well, multiple kinds of wire, but I needed something that had 2 wires essentially in one. This is the closest product that I could find. It's thermostat wire. It's a lot stronger than what we have in here, which is really flexible. But I needed a way to differentiate between the black and the red wire. In here, I have 2 wires, which is a white and a red. So what I could do is I can essentially assign the white to black and red to red, and keep it rolling. I just wanted a way to associate one wire with another without having them crossed. Because if they're crossed and I flip on the switch, these lights would not work. And I did not want to waste my time twiddling wires back and forth trying to figure out why in the world it wasn't working. So let's get back to this. So this wire, I started from the top here. I just left a little bit, well, more than a little bit up there through the groove that here, let's get up on this. Essentially I left a groove over there for the wire to go through and staple them to the wall. I think about every foot or whatever it was. I wasn't measuring, but I stapled that to the wall, made sure that it wasn't going to move around because I was going to come paint over it anyway, eventually. And this end of the plug will go in here or the next one down, and I was going to connect this, cut it so there wasn't much wire dangling. Once that was done, I was going to go back up there, fit these 2 wires in there, figure out how much I wanted to leave, and attach that to the spool or the controller. Ooh, that is bright. Once the controller was hooked up, I tested again and actually run the wire, run the LED strip around, or it's dealer's choice. You can actually run the spool around, make sure it's stuck to whatever ledge or whatever anchoring system you have up there. Do that and then come back and then do the wiring. I think that might be a better idea. So at least I won't have to mess around with that after it's, all wired up. So I'm gonna run it around, make sure this is my starting point up there. Up there, that should be my starting point or my ending point, whichever, depending on, whether I'm going clockwise or counterclockwise. But I'm talking too much. Let's just jump in and go. All right, I'll see you. Okay, so at this step, if you're not comfortable, definitely get someone else to help you or to do it for you. So essentially I need someone to hold the camera and like 3 extra hands. But what I'm doing is, this LED strip has an adhesive on the back, so I'm unrolling the strip and then sticking it onto the top of this as well. So as I roll this back, See, it has a tendency to fall and unravel. This can unravel so easily. So you need one hand to hold this, one hand to essentially pull that back, and one hand to stick that on top of this. Now, if you put your ledge up and it's been any amount of time, there's gonna be dust on it. Make sure you clean that thing thoroughly, or else this guy will not stick. I repeat, make sure you clean the top of this thoroughly, or else it will not stick to save your life. Well, I guess that's the part that I didn't repeat. This will not stick to save your life if it's dusty. Alright. So essentially what happened here is I'm making a video for folks that want to do this. So I put the the white things there to balance LED strips on.
So that's why you want to put it as a square?
Yeah, as a square for the square room, and it's gonna give more light to this place.
Yes. I'm in the office.
She's in the office. So, what I was saying was, this is a controller. I fitted through this slot over here, that slot over there, which I'm probably gonna seal up with caulk or something to conceal it some more. Careful with the drill. And I've connected one of the connectors up here. This is the other one to go that way. This one goes this way and around. This one goes that way and probably meets it somewhere in the middle. That's the receiver. And right now the wire hangs this way, but I just unsheathed this. You can clearly tell the red and the white wire with some bristles. I'm gonna trim all that back, connect them, and test it out to make sure it works. And if I forgot to mention, this wire, the thermostat wire, is 18-2. So 2 wires and 18 gauge. It's very stiff for a little wire, which I'm kind of impressed. I wish they made all their gadgets like that. So I'm gonna thread these 2 guys together and light it up. Oh, thread it up here and thread it down there. So stay tuned. I'll show you what happens. That's a spool of 18-2 wire. 50 feet is a little overkill. I didn't need that much, but that's all that they had. So, wiring is done. Well, preliminary wiring. And I think we're good to go. This is supposed to be white. I think this is gonna be too dim. So I'm gonna go back to see if I wired it properly or I just have to get a new one, because that seems really dim. That's the brightest. Seems very dim. Green looks brighter than white. All right. Now, back to the main business. Prepping your walls for paint. Need to go up that corner. I think I need to go across the roof. I will have to go across the ceiling. Not the roof, ceiling. Yay. Yep, like I said, the fun part. So I think I'm gonna paint the baseboards as well. So this whole wall is just gonna be one color, including the baseboards. So this is just the first coat, and I definitely don't remember going down the middle like that, straight down the middle. So I want to say that's where they joined the drywall, but for what it's worth, I think I'm gonna need to go to this. Alright, so let's finish hard, finish top,
essentially finish everything, roll it out, and then come back with another coat. It's either that or I'm just gonna spray and forget about it. But I do need a ladder to finish the tops properly. All right, back to time lapse. First coat complete. On the top there, you take a brush to it and finish that up. Taking shape. Welcome to the state of the sky.
Alright, so it's about to rain cats and dogs and stuff, so I'm gonna head inside and show you what I'm up to. That's what happens when your paint is too dry. You come back and take this off, so I'm gonna have to take the clears. Or just cut it.
Hey, Jody. Yay. Careful. Hey. Stop throwing stuff. Hey folks, so I've been away for a bit and the wall's been painted, all the junk that was in here is back. But that wall is also complete with that shade of blue. So right now I am about to complete the assembly of that table. So I should have it completely done here and all that stuff back there would be out of the way at least on a better table. Better table on a more sturdier table. So that's the focus right now. Hey guys, if you remember earlier I mentioned the fact that the LEDs that I initially bought for this project, they had, the lights were too pointed, they were traditional LEDs. I had to swap them out because I found a review about this particular product and it was just a continuous light strip. The LED bulbs still existed, but they were really small, so they give the illusion of a continuous beam of light or a continuous line of light, and that's a product that's used in other places. I love it. So I bought a couple of strips and used that in this project in particular, and I must say I love the results. You'll see later on. In 3, 2, 1, look at that. That's a LED strip. It looks like a continuous stream of light just running down the wall. And look at that, it just looks so uniform, except for 2 spots where I'm gonna point out later. That's show exactly what happened there. In an effort to hide all wires, or hide as many wires as possible, I changed the location of the switch initially. So I went to the other side of the other side of the office. This is actually near my desk. So I poked 2 holes in the wall, one above, one below, and ran the thermostat wire. I ran the thermostat wire, and in fishing at the wire, I actually ran 2 pieces of magnets, one on the outside, one on the inside, tied it to a piece of string. Ran it from the top down because I didn't want to fight gravity going up, and I didn't know what else was behind that wall, so I didn't want to, mess up and have it fall behind there. So I did that, ran it from the top down, pulled the wire, and connected it to these 2 strips up here. Hence, there was a break there. That's one, and there's a break elsewhere that I'm going to talk about further down the line.
Now this. Huh? This? Yeah. And then go more. They'll see what I do. They'll see what I do.
Wire fished. So this is an interesting course in bit flipping. Got everything to work the way I wanted it, but in that section and here, I had to flip the LEDs physically. Now I know you're gonna wonder why I had to flip them. I had to flip them because I joined the LED strips at those points in particular, and for some reason, I think they were on different batches because I used 2 rolls, I think 2.5 rolls for this. Each batch has a polarity that it respects. I did not know that until I turned on the lights. Yeah, here I'm just checking the various functions that came with the LED strip. There was a little remote control device, or remote control receiver that came with it. So here I was just going through the motions with the remote control. It's late now and my words aren't. My wife's gonna kill me for showing the office in this state, but it is a place where work is done. So I'm just gonna show it as is. So this is the finished product. Let's go step by step. We got the chairs for consultants or clients whenever they come over. This is where most of the action happens. We sit here to do the consultations. We have the Formica board, or the whiteboard, where we do most of the sketch work, which I haven't shown you guys yet, but I plan on doing that. And here's where most of that project stuff is put together. And it is messy. I apologize for that right now, but again, it's a desk where I work, so it is gonna look like it's being worked at.
Today's November, whatever the day is, November 15th, I think. This is a standing desk, and I love this product. Right now, if I'm whenever I'm doing something and I don't want to sit there or move this chair back here, I can always come here, adjust the height that I want it to be at, either go down or set or use one of the presets. Now, I always have to make sure it's not gonna hit that table because it's pretty close, but I have it scooted far enough so that just lowers and I get to work, either seated, standing, or whatever I decide to do. But it does have a fail-safe where if it touches something that, you know, prevents it from going down, it just halts. It doesn't crush you, which is a really good thing. I'm gonna set it back to 4 because there's electronics on here and things that the kids can get into, and they do get into it without failure. One thing I would say is they could make the rise and fall a little bit faster, but I'm not complaining. You don't really want this to shut down like a garage door either. So it's all good. I need to remember where I picked this product up from, but there should be similar products like this on Amazon. I'll find a link to something very, very close. If not, I'll dig up the receipt as to where I bought it and send you guys a link. The LED strips, those were Cobb lighting or Cobb LED strips. I'm gonna have a link to that too. And as far as the shades go, Olympus white and dress blues. The ceiling needs to be redone, but I'm not too bothered about that right now. The paintings, I'm gonna have to get my wife to send you, or to get those together, because I do not remember where she got them from. And that is definitely her handiwork. Hard work, it definitely pays off. Make your dreams happen and do not rely on anyone to make your dreams happen for you. While you're at that, you need to stay motivated and live by these 4 things. If you stop wishing, you're gonna start doing. If you start doing and you keep going, you're gonna trust that process and you're gonna reap the results. So for now, this is the end of this project finally, and I'm gonna be putting out the video finally. I know I said I was gonna be doing this. I said I was gonna be doing this a couple of days ago, but life still needs to happen, and I am sorry about that. But yeah. Finally, it's gonna come out, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Leave me comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the shades, the decor. If you have other decor pieces in mind, definitely let me know. We're gonna incorporate that. And yeah, enjoy your nights and enjoy the video as well. Let me know what you think, as always.